Many more questions than answers tonight as we saw officials over the weekend shooting down a fourth object from the skies over the United States and Canada. The U.S. military is still working to recover and study the latest wreckage, but the purpose and the origin of the objects still remains unclear. As NBC's Alice Barr explains, aviation authorities are worried about impacts to commercial flights, and bipartisan calls for answers are growing louder.
Mounting questions today and growing demands for transparency after a busy and concerning weekend in the skies over North America. U.S. fighter jets shooting down 3 unidentified flying objects since Friday.
Efforts are actively underway right now at all sites to find what is left of those objects so that we can better understand and communicate with the American people what they are.
A National Security Council spokesman briefing reporters today amid bipartisan criticism that the White House hasn't done enough to explain what's going on.
We live in a democracy, and if you don't start providing information, people can wildly speculate, and we don't want that.
Here's what we do know. Just yesterday, the U.S. Air Force shot down an object over Lake Huron between Michigan and Canada. It follows similar incidents over frozen Alaskan waters on Friday and the Canadian Yukon on Saturday. The U.S. military on high alert since shooting down a Chinese spy balloon 9 days ago after that flew across the mainland U.S., causing the Pentagon to look more closely for these types of objects.
Adjusting of the radar sensitivities, which means we're seeing more things than we would normally see.
Officials say all 3 objects shot down over the weekend were much smaller than the Chinese spy balloon. They were unmanned and did not appear to be self-propelled. They were flying lower, low enough to potentially interfere with civilian air traffic. And while the objects could be for something benign like scientific research, the military couldn't rule out surveillance. Answers may wait in the downed wreckage, with recovery crews now navigating remote and treacherous conditions. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.